Hey, you there, playing Overwatch 2. I'm sure you're having fun, and I'm glad you are. However, there's a few things that you may or may not have heard about that I want to tell you about so that you can reevaluate your decision to support Blizzard and see if that's something you really want to continue doing. In October of 2019, a pro player named Blitzchung was banned for simply saying 3 words, "Free Hong Kong." This was in reference to Chinese officials taking over Hong Kong. Now, Blitzchung didn't do pro gaming as a hobby, he did it as a job. So a person lost their job because Blizzard simply wants to appease to China and has such deep ties with them. Though even before that, something terrible had been brewing within Blizzard for years. It came out that hundreds of Blizzard's employees were being sexually harassed in the workplace. And it was so bad actually that the entire state of California is suing them. However, most likely all the people responsible for this and for covering it up will get away scot-free because they've already made millions of dollars from people like you playing Blizzard games. Even Bobby Kotick, the main CEO of Blizzard who was trying to cover this up even after it was uncovered, will get away scot-free in a golden parachute because he has a contract with the company that when he's released, he'll make hundreds of millions of dollars. More recently, Diablo Immortal released, but little did players know that this wasn't actually a Diablo game. It was a gacha game in disguise, wearing Diablo as a hood, as a skin. There are so many ways this game tries to siphon money out of its players that I can't even begin to explain it, or else this would be a very, very long video. But just to name a few, one of them is that they have not one, but 2 battle passes in that game, and also, my personal favorite, that you can get up to 10 legendary crests that will give you the same amount of loot that a normal player would be able to get in about 6 months on one mission, if you use those legendary crests. So you can effectively pay to get what it would normally take you 6 months to achieve. Now, I'll have a video detailed down below by Josh Hayes where he details how the game psychologically manipulates its players into delusion and fear of missing out and much, much more. But it ends up being 40 minutes long. That's how much stuff there is about this game. That's just terrible. But again, this is not a Diablo Immortal video, this is a Blizzard video. So moving on, I'll just name one final thing that I find hilarious, but also terrible. A streamer spent $15,000 real-life money trying to find the rarest gem, and in the end, he only found one of the rarest gem after $15,000. And just a few months ago, Blizzard illegally exempt employees who had formed a union from getting a pay increase. All of the employees who had not joined that union did get a pay increase, while the others did not, of course. Of course, they didn't do this because they actually care about their employees, they only did this as a form of union busting, most likely. And so now that you're well informed on just a few of Blizzard's terrible deeds, I hope you come to the only obvious conclusion, which is to cease supporting Blizzard and stop playing any Blizzard games immediately. Now, I'm going to be labeled as some sort of Blizzard hater for this, I already know, but I used to actually love Overwatch 1 before the Blitzchung situation happened, in which I quit because it was immoral for anyone to play the game after that happened, but people still did. And now all of this other stuff has happened since then, and people are still playing Blizzard games. And I'm assuming many people's defense for playing Overwatch 2 is going to be, oh, well, I'm not supporting them because it's a free-to-play game and I'm not buying anything. To which I have to say, well, yeah, you actually are supporting them still. For one, the player count is a real number that they care about, both investors and the company, so that matters a lot. It'll decide whether they can get away with something or not and continue doing what they're doing or change it. You're also freely advertising the game on your friends list and to anyone you talk about it to online, and all those people who might join because of you have a chance to also buy loot boxes, either inadvertently that you invited or purposely invited. So yeah, at the end of the day, you are supporting Blizzard whether you like it or not, and you're continuing to promote all the actions I listed above. Blizzard right now is looking at the player count for Overwatch 2 and laughing. They're laughing at the fact that not only is Overwatch 2 just a copy and paste of Overwatch 1 with slightly better graphics, and people are still playing it, but also the fact that people are still playing it even after all they've done. So that alone is mind-boggling, and shows them that they can get away with whatever they want to without facing any consequences. I mean, we've already seen how bad Diablo Immortal is. It's one of the worst monetized games that we've seen ever. The most predatory thing ever that we've seen, at least I have. If they're willing to do that and get away with it, what else can they get away with? What else are they going to do? I've seen such a good reception for Blizzard and Overwatch 2 recently that it's only going to allow them to continue to do stuff like they have in the past and continue to do just even better, even bigger, even more, you know? And that honestly scares me. But what scares me even more is the fact that people are just okay with all of this. They're just okay with what has happened. They just don't. They even. It's like when they see the Blizzard logo pop up on their screen every time they turn on Overwatch 2. They just close their eyes and pretend that it doesn't exist. It's just insane to me. The fact that we've reached this point with the gaming community is very scary, and it sets a precedent for the future. For not only your own gaming future, but gaming as a whole, I respectfully ask you to please stop supporting Blizzard and stop playing Overwatch 2. Your own personal enjoyment does not come before standing up for what is right. I am atop madness, and I am atop the madness.